So I just landed my Learjet over there. It's on my airport runway that I got. I almost got caught the other day. There was a commenter said that he had thought he saw my Learjet in the back. I got to be careful what I show, because that kid that tracks Elon Musk and his jet, he's already threatened that he's going to try to track me. You know, when you're that rich, when you're as rich as me and Elon, then you have to be cautious. So as you know, I don't live here. I got several places, Malibu, and over there in the east I got a place. Just Florida, I got a residence in Florida, Hawaii. And then I got this little dump here in Missouri where I make all these YouTube videos and make my billions and billions and billions of dollars every day off my little YouTube channel, talking about off-grid living. Of course, I'm a complete fraud. Everybody knows that. Just got a comment the other day. You're a fraud. You live by a road and a power line. There's no way you live off-grid. Well, how many videos do I got to make like this before you figure it out? Genius. So yeah, of course I'm a fraud. You know, I have a staff here. Well, I did, which I'll talk about in a minute. Look at this. Completely vandalized. Knocked over my wood pile. I have to restack that. I just restacked this too. But the staff has gotten pretty lazy and they're not doing their job anymore. So like I said, I'll talk about them in a minute, but place got vandalized. I got a call from them saying it was vandalized. I asked them what they were doing. And they said, oh, well, you know, we were working. Well, what have you been doing? And they listed off some things, and well, nothing was getting done. Showed you a video yesterday that the truck camper finally got demolitioned, but me and Carolyn did that. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. I'm having to take care of the chickens again. I mean, it's really putting a real load on my shoulders, having to fly back and forth and attend my rich fancy parties and then come out here and act like I'm a poor loser. I'm gonna have to unfortunately fire the staff. So I don't know exactly where this is gonna go, the channel and all that. I'm gonna have to hire new staff, but I don't know who to hire. You know, come down to this Hodunk area and can't find reliable work. I mean, nobody is as reliable as those guys over in Malibu. You go over to Malibu, they clean your pools for you and take care of your women for you. I thought I'd come out here and inspect everything, see what's going on. So I'm gonna come over here and turn the power on so I can get the lights turned on, get some water running. So what we got? Okay, so as you know, we got the, whoa, what happened here? So they took the meter. Well, that electric company will go after them for that. There's supposed to be a lock here, but the lock's even missing. What's going on? Boy, I tell you, I wonder if the breaker's working here. Huh. This is nuts. All the locks are broke. Look at that, the main breaker lock, they're all broke. So the electric company will go after them for that. So I'm gonna trace out the line, see what we can figure out here. Well, like I said, the staff was supposed to, I mean, where were they? They're supposed to be here 24/7, and how do you end up missing somebody tearing the meter? Why would you tear the meter out of the meter base? Oh no, look at this. This is insane. Here's the plumbing and what's going on here? Look at that. Look at that. That goes right to the meter. You might be able to see the meter over, well, the missing meter. You might be able to see that, and that goes right over to the they cut the wire. Why would they do that? That makes no sense. Why would they cut your electric? I guess because I'm famous and it's more of a, I don't know, I got you moment. That's the only thing I can think. So I'm gonna go over here and see what we can do with the well, because they said they got the well too. But I tell you that we run the well off solar panels and the generator, but that's not true. So I'm gonna come over here and see what we got. We'll turn the well on. They got the well too. Oh, never mind. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, since they took the meter, we don't have any electric. That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, so Carolyn, she came with me this time, and she's cleaning up the remnants of that camper. So I got to figure all this out. What we're gonna do. I mean, I can't stay here, not without electric. I'm too snobby for that. What am I gonna do? I guess I could run this generator, but I'd have to figure out how to wire it up and hook it up. Not sure what, I mean, they cut all the wires. Where would you plug it in at? So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We'll have to get some sort of security in place. Maybe I can call a camera company or something. Maybe they, I don't know, 24-hour service. I have no idea what we're gonna do. And who's gonna take care of the chickens now? I mean, the chickens, they'll starve to death. I think I was paying the last staff $4 an hour, but you can see that Carolyn's been cleaning the rest of this up. She likes raking and stuff. She doesn't come out here very often, and of course then everybody accuses me that she's fake. These decorations, I'm gonna have to rearrange. It looks like the tarp got ripped up somehow or another. Wonder how that happened. So, but that's no big deal. I can lay down another tarp. I wanted to lay down a white tarp anyways. That's crazy, this got ripped up. Wonder why they would do that. Oh, I know what I could do. This came off that camper that we bought for Carolyn's son to stay here. I'll just lay that over those rips. That'll take care of that problem. But the decorations, you know, the Hoosier decorations to do some solar panels. I mean, they don't provide any electric. And then I got all this in here, all the batteries and the inverter, which is running. I don't know, maybe I could try to figure out how to hook up the electric with this somehow. I mean, it's on, you can hear it running. I don't know how much power the batteries will provide, since the solar panels are fake. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic again. I can't even understand it. I mean, I've tried so hard to explain. I mean, somebody said, I found you on Google Maps. There's no way you live off grid. So being on Google Maps means I'm not off grid. It was my understanding that Google Maps take pictures of everything, everywhere. Saw that you have a power line. Yeah, I got a power line. And you got a road next to you. You don't live off grid. I've explained it before. I've showed you before. There's no meter in the meter base. The wires have been cut. But there are two things that are important to remember with the power line. One, we got the property dirt cheap. We got a property, an acre and a half, with a well for $4,200. So it's almost 2 acres. I mean, you round up a little bit, whatever. So property goes for about, I think, $2,000 an acre, depending on where you're at and all that kind of stuff. We got it for $4,200. It's got a well. So a well would have cost $5,000. So I got the property for either free or I got the well for free. It was a steal. Because of this, I have to keep a easement for the utility company. Now I can put stuff in the easement, but it has to be movable. And then I have the meter base in case something happens to me and Carolyn wants to hook up to the electric. All she would have to do is hire an electrician to come up and fix this better, put a pole here with a plug in it, kind of like a RV park. And then all she would have to do is unhook the house from the inverter, drag it up here, because it's 100 feet of cord. She could just drag it up here and plug it into the RV pole. Then the well is the same thing. There's 100 feet of cord that runs down to the inverter, and all she has to do is run it up here and plug it into the RV pole. I'll take you down here so I can show you. It's an easy disconnection. So all the electrician would have to do is wire that up correctly, like an RV park, to code, and then Carolyn could just plug anything she wanted into it. It's got a 200 amp breaker box, so I would imagine that's a 200 amp meter base. Well, I know it is because you can see the electric wires in there. But here's an example. I don't know which one this is. This is either the house or the well pump, but there's the other one, the house or the well pump. And all she has to do is unplug it, and then just take it up to the RV pole. That's it. The electrician could even shorten these wires. I don't see why, but he could shorten these wires and pick it up. Now these are outdoor wiring, so I just lay it on the ground. That way I can move it around if I need to. I can unplug these, bring the generator down here, and plug it into the generator. So it's very flexible, very easy. Of course, my metal got moved around. I like to try to keep them covered up as much as possible. So I try to keep it everything universal and simple. 110 volt, plug it in anywhere. So if you look over here at this other house, his meter base is the same way, and they ran the meter base into the house through the ground. So they dug up the ground and ran it to the house. So then Carolyn, all she would have to do is have that RV pole. It's just a really simplistic way of doing things, so she doesn't have to think about anything. Unplug the house, unplug the well, and she's got everything she needs. And then if she wanted to, which I don't know if she would or not, I really don't know what her plans would be, she could hire a plumber and do the well the way you're supposed to do with a well, with a pressurized tank. And the only problem is it would freeze pretty easy, so she would have to come up here and figure out a way to heat this. So she would insulate it and heat it in the wintertime. But that's not a huge issue. She could heat it with just a little space heater. She'd have the electric then. She could run out to that RV pole. Now, if she wanted to run plumbing, all she has to do is dig into this ground and run it up underneath the house. And then she would have to have some heat tape underneath the house because it would freeze. Or she could just continue to do it this way. I mean, I don't know if she wants to fill the IBC tank if I was gone. It's kind of my chore, but it's just that simplistic for her. A lot of people criticize me that I make this too hard on Carolyn. But Carolyn's the only thought I've ever had. How do I make it easy for Carolyn? She's got a wash machine now. Although she doesn't use it, I use it, but I'm sure she could do the wash on her own, whatever the case is. But then, even if she wanted to stay in the camper, if she had that RV pole, all she has to do is come and grab this cord. You can see the cord, it runs out to the inverter also in the shed, and she can just hook that into the RV pole. There's three things that the trolls really try to nail you on. They say that Carolyn's fake. And then they say that I abuse Carolyn. Well, you can't have it both ways. Either she's fake or she's abused. And then when I explain what the power pole is for, then I'm fake. So you can't win for losing, and I don't care really. I just find it humorous. And a lot of people like my Learjet story, so I play that every now and then. And then as far as the firewood, again, she really wouldn't have to stress about that too much. Get a blue flame heater. You can buy those at, well, I think you can even buy them at Home Depot now. And you just screw it to the wall. Again, she could get a plumber to do it, but this really isn't hard to do at all. She could do this on her own. Her and I hooked a blue flame up at my mom's house, and then just take one of these propane tanks and you could have heat in the house with the blue flame. Or she could get a 100-pound tank or whatever. She couldn't get a 500-pound tank because this isn't established a code. We didn't have to have a permit because it's under 200 square feet. So she wouldn't be able to get a 500-gallon tank, but she could get a 100-pound tank, get it filled, or get the 20-pound tanks filled. So she wouldn't even have to have firewood. But the goal is to make sure that we have enough firewood to last us the rest of our lives. So we got, well, we had 15 years worth of firewood, and this summer we're going to start getting more. But if something happened to me, she could live off the firewood for as long as it lasted, and then switch over to propane. So yeah, I'm fake. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was talking about the destruction of our tiny house. So if I can inspire you to live your dreams, even if it is fake. Thanks for watching.